Hey fellow beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing this look that is on my face. I got a request to do a look that can be done on smaller eyes, which was, it wasn't that big of a challenge, but it was kind of a challenge for me because obviously I have big eyes. I decided to go for this look today, which is essentially just a wash of color on the lid. It's a lighter color and then a smoked out eyeliner. And essentially what this does is it makes sure that you don't close off the lid. That is the number one thing you want to make sure that you don't do when you're doing makeup on smaller eyeballs. You don't want to go all the way in on the crease because that's going to close off your lid and it's going to make it look smaller, and that's not what we want. We want our eyes to look bigger. So this is the look that I have for you today with a pink nudie kind of lip. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started on this look. Alright fellow beauties, starting off I'm going to take my Sheer Cover Base Perfector Primer and I'm going to apply this all over my face for a nice smooth finish all over the face, and then I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser just on top of that to help out with my massive pores and create even more of a smooth surface for the makeup to layer on top of. And then I am going to go in with my Milani Concealer in 08 Beige and a sheer cover brush, and I'm going to apply this all over my eyes as my eye primer to make sure that my shadows stay and do not crease. And then I'm actually going to go on top of that with my CoverGirl Loose Professional Powder in 101. This is Translucent Fair, and that's just going to make sure that it sets the eyes and prevents it from creasing before I get the eyeshadows onto my eyeball. Then I'm going to go in with my little black beauty book from e.l.f. and I'm going to take a taupey sort of shade with this dual-ended brush. I'm using the fluffy end, and as you can tell I absolutely love this taupe shade and it is almost gone, but I'm just using this as a wash of color all over my lid to give it a little bit more of depth, I suppose. And then after that I'm going in with this other darker taupey shade and I'm going just on top of that. The other shade was more of a transition shade, so this one's just going on the lid for more of a darker lid, I suppose you could say. Then after that I'm going in with my Wet n Wild gel liner in number 886. And I'm using a detailed brush for this, and I'm just applying my liner as close to the lash line as I can. We're going to be smoking this out, so it doesn't have to be super thick, but I essentially am just drawing a small thin line close to my lash line and then a wing on the outside. Nothing too major, just kind of simple, because like I said, I'm going to be smoking this out with a brush later and a little bit of eyeshadow. And here we are, I'm just taking this smaller brush. This is sort of a stiff brush, but it's an Eco Tools brush, and I am beginning to shade and smoke out that liner. I'm also going in with this black eyeshadow from the Little Black Beauty Book, and I'm going to use this to smoke it out even more. I'm going to be taking this black into the outer corner of the lid instead of all the way into the crease, because like I said at the beginning, you don't want to close off your lid, you want to keep it open. So focusing that color on the outer corners actually makes it easier to not close off your eyes, and it makes your eyes appear larger, which is what we want to do for our small eyelids. And just taking a big fluffy brush, make sure you blend this out as much as possible. Blend, blend, blend. That's one of the most important things for makeup, is making sure that everything is blended out and nice and smooth. Here I'm just taking that taupey shade again, the lighter one, and I'm just sort of brushing over the lid one more time to make sure that everything's blended out nice and smooth and there's no randomness, and going back over it with the big fluffy brush. Blend, 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 blend. Then I'm going to take my Sheer Cover Extra Length Mascara. I'm just going to apply this to my lashes to prep them for the falsies that will be placed on them later. Here I'm just going in with my Sheer Cover Duo Concealer in light medium, and I'm just dotting this underneath my eyes and on any blemishes I have, and then I'm going to be blending it out with my damp beauty sponge. As I've said in previous videos, it is not a beauty blender, it is a knockoff from, I think it's Soho, London, that I got at any local, you can get it at any local store. But yeah, just blending it out, making sure it's nice and smooth. And then I'm going in with my number 7 Beautifully Matte Foundation, and I'm applying this all over my face with my beauty sponge again. And once again, this is still damp, so having a damp beauty sponge makes the application much smoother, and it looks a little bit more all natural. Then I just want to make sure that my under eyes are completely set, so I'm taking my Physicians Formula Nude Wear Powder in medium, and I'm using the small brush that's inside of that, and I am going to be brushing that under my eyes. This is going to keep the concealer that's under there from creasing. We don't want our bags to be accentuated, we want them to disappear, so making sure that no creasing is happening under there is going to be key. Going in with my Sheer Cover Bronzing Minerals, I'm going to be using this as my contour, taking any fluffy brush. This happens to be the Sheer Cover Face Powder brush. I'm just using that to carve out the hollows of my cheeks. I'm also going to take this into the temples of my face, and then I will also be taking a smaller, it's more of a paintbrush actually, it is a paintbrush, and I'm going to be using that to contour out my nose, make it look a little bit thinner. After that, I'm going to go in with my Rimmel London Match Perfection Blush. This is in 002 Light Medium, and I'm just going to apply that to the apples of my cheeks and run it upward. I am once again using a Sheer Cover Powder brush. Really, I mean, you can use any brush you want, just as long as it's fluffy and nice and soft and wonderful. I'm going to be applying lashes now. I'm using my Ardell Demi Wispies. I love these because they are super natural. They're not too unified. I like the chaotic sort of lash that makes it look, like I said, more natural and not as, not natural. Yeah, words work perfectly for this. But yeah, I'm just putting that as close to my lash line as possible and then pressing them together with my natural lashes to make it look, once again, natural. I'm then gonna go in with my brow defining powder in taupe, and I am going to use a double-ended brush with an angle at one end and a spoolie at the other, just brushing through my eyebrows to make sure that there are no stray hairs, and then I'm going to take that shade and I'm just gonna run it through my eyebrows and fill them in nicely. No major technique here, just filling them in. I'm then going to go in with my e.l.f. Jumbo Lip Gloss Stick in Pink Umbrellas. This is a very neutral pinky shade, nothing too out there, colorful, or shiny. This is actually very close to my natural lip shade, and I'm just going to apply that all over my lips. And then once you are done with that, you are all done. That is totally it. Alright you guys, that is it for this smaller eye smoky look. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and I really hope that it was helpful for those of you that are looking for a look to do on smaller eyes. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and share the video. And if you are not already, go ahead and subscribe to this channel so you can be notified when new videos come out and you won't miss a thing. Until then, I think that's it guys, and as always, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay kind. Bye! Make sure you're taking care of your skin, because at the end of the day, when you don't got no makeup on or anything like that, your skin will always look good if you take care of it.